watch decade lays behind us, so let's rewind the best watches 2010 to 2020. Let's go! Two 2010 was the year of the saxophone. Zenith did present the striking tense El Primero chronograph. Cartier presented the Calibre de Cartier with a 904 in-house movement. And Toda did surprise everyone with releasing the Heritage chronograph and finally stepped out of Rolex shadow. And Rolex themselves did finally present the ceramic Submariner. Right, Rolex, now it's finally time for an update, isn't it? In black and in green. In 2011, the Swiss industry shook off finally the crisis of 2008 and 9 and was booming again, especially in China. Vacheron Constantin presented the Patrimony, a 42.5mm GMT watch which could show the GMT hours in 1 hour, half hour and quarter hour steps. Maurice Lacroix presented the first automatic in-house movements. And Rolex did surprise us again with presenting finally a Rolex Explorer 2 GMT in 42mm and acknowledge that bigger sized watches are needed on the market. 2012 was overshadowed with the news of a so-called Paul Pluta who announced the death of Archie Luxury.
Archie Luxury is dead. It's with much sadness and sorrow that I bring you this pressing news.
Well, this is what I'm calling fake news, eh? Tudor did present the Tudor Black Bay, then with the ETA movement in red and rose gold hands and indices. Omega did surprise us with the first Omega in space. Breitling surprised us with a wearable 44mm B01 chronomat. And due to their 118th anniversary, Longines presented a single push chronograph in rose gold. In 2013, Tag Heuer did present the Jack Heuer Carrera chronographs. Rolex did celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Daytona, presenting a Daytona in platinum with ceramic bezel. And Zinn came up with an SZ01 chronograph, movement already presented in 2012. This time a limited edition one, the 140A with yellow highlights. 2014, a promising YouTuber made the first time coffee on YouTube.
That's good. That's really good.
Rolex surprised us with a new GMT Master Pepsi, unfortunately just in white gold, presented a Sea Dweller 40mm ceramic version and a Blue Milgauss. And Glass Hütte Original came out with their own flyback in-house movements, the Calibre 37 and the 70s chronograph. 2015, Apple shocked everyone with releasing the Apple Watch, announced in September 2014. Bulgari released the Octo Solo Tempo. Omega surprised us with the Globemaster. Boo! And the Dark Side of the Moon. Yay! Patek produced a colored rubber pilot's watch. Tag Heuer did present the Heuer 01, which is based on the controversy discussed 1887 movement. And Rolex brought out the 39mm Oyster Perpetual. In 2016, Rolex presented the Air King and a steel ceramic Daytona. Zinn celebrated the anniversary of the 556 with a limited edition or as an anniversary edition and did presented a split-second chronograph, the Zinn 910. And Tag Heuer shocked everyone with releasing the first chronograph tourbillon movement, which shocked even Mr. Stern, who announced that it's not reputable to release a tourbillon under 20k. 2017, a young, handsome YouTuber uploaded his first video. Rolex did celebrate with a new Sea Driller its 50th anniversary and brought out a 43mm version, discontinuing the 40mm version. It's going to be expensive fella now. Konstantin Chaikin presented his iconic Joker watch. Tag Heuer took Apple's Thread serious and released their own Tag Heuer connected modular smartwatch. And Tudor presented the Tugor Breakaway Chrono, here with the Breitling B01 movement. In 2018, Drake talked about God's plan.
God's plan. God's plan.
Rolex finally presented the GMT Master Pepsi, but now with a Jubilee bracelet, and did release the James Cameron Sea Dweller Deep Sea. Longines presented the Hydro Conquest, now with a ceramic bezel. Then it showed up with a totally new Defy line. And Omega came out with the Dark Side of the Moon Apollo 8 with a totally skeletonized dial. In 2019! Rolex came out with a Batman and the White Gold Yachtmaster 2 in 42mm with a ceramic bezel. Omega did celebrate the 50th anniversary of landing on the moon with the Apollo 11, and I'm very sure we're going to see this year also a regular new Speedmaster with a new movement. Erlanger and Söhne did present finally their sports watch, the Odysseus, which surprised and shocked, but I would say more or less pleasantly surprised everyone with this. Breitling made an update of the whole Avenger line, at least it wasn't that grave as the changes they did to the Navi timer, so thanks for that, but still I miss my shiny Avengers. And overall 2019 to me was a year of Grand Seiko, and Seiko was releasing the Seiko Prospects LX line, so spring drive in the regular Seiko model, and also with the all new dials for the Grand Seiko spring drive. I think overall Grand Seiko raised massively and is now acknowledged by many collectors and non-watch collectors, which I think is a great thing. Right guys, this was my decade of watches 2020 to 2020. I would like to learn about your watches of that decade. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I look forward to see you in the next one. Say goodbye and auf Wiedersehen, euer Konstantin. Ciao guys!